Hello guys, how are you doing? I definitely did not think this through because I have my chamomile here and it's warm enough to be drunk. Yeah, I think that's it. And I have a full lip on, so I love drinking my lipstick. Anyway, we're here today because I just received my Byredo Remembrance palette, and oh my god, this looks so beautiful. Like, it looks like something I would expect from a brand that sells fragrance. I don't know, it reminds me of fragrance, and I know that Byredo does sell fragrance, so it's really cool. And there's a big Byredo here. This is made in Italy, which is where I come from. That's great, that's cool. And yeah, I mean, I have to tell you, I already opened this because, of course, I had to check if it was broken. And look, oh, you can see everything. Don't look at everything. Just, just a look. Yeah, this looks so pretty. I think this is a Greek goddess that is depicted here. This is how it looks inside. I think it's beautiful. And somehow I love the fact that the pants are flat and they're not, they're not risen. These colors are neutral colors, everyday colors. There's a vast majority of warm shades, but also shades that seem to be leaning on the pink, almost burgundy. They do talk about burgundies in their palette description. Honestly, I just see one or two at the end there. I've never tried a Byredo palette before. This is my first, and this is apparently something they do. They do have smaller palettes, but these 18 pans palettes are limited edition, and they seem to come once or just once or twice a year. So this one really looked lovely to me, and we're going to go into the swatches and then the first impressions. I just want you to know that if my lipstick disappears as we are talking, it's because of my chamomile. These are so soft to the touch, and pardon my scratches. I feel like I have to say that in every video. I have a cat, and if you have a cat, you know what I mean. So this is the first row, and these mattes, honestly, they're swatching to me like the Lisa Eldridge mattes, which means they definitely are powdery, but when you touch them, they feel like cream eyeshadows, which is a great formula, and I'm always in love with this type of formula. In fact, Natasha Denona has a cream to powder eyeshadow as well. I really enjoy that one as well. This is the second row. I see that there are a lot of like sunset tones, which, you know, going into summer, that is great. And the last two here. This is the second row. I love this shade. Yeah, a lot of golds and warm tones, peaches, oranges. This is a very interesting shade. It looks gray but has like a purple lilac reflect. There's definitely a lot of these shades in the palette. And the last two. Oh, that's beautiful. This is the last row. I swatched this very bad, but look how interesting is this shade. I feel like that all over the eye would make such an elegant eye look. I am going to pick up this peachy shade here. I just have some foundation on my eyelids. I used to love warm tones on me, And then I found out about cool tones, and since then I do think that cool tones suit me better. But you know, sometimes that urge to just go for something that is warm and feels like a hug, like you watch a warm tone makeup look, it feels like a hug. This shade is very, very soft, but it is blending very well. Of course, I'm not worried about soft tones, because if there will be duds, they will be the more patchy, darker shades, I think. So let's go into this mid-toned pink here. That's a lovely pink that looks, it looks like it came out of a smoothie, you know what I mean? I have seen a few people review this, and they had different skin tone than me, so I know that these work for darker complexions as well. If I hadn't seen these videos, I wouldn't have guessed that, because some of these shades look really pale, like the ones I just used. We're going up in the saturation with this pink here. That's very pretty. These mattes are really easy to blend, which I had already guessed when I saw the type of formula that feels like a cream eyeshadow. The darker shades are more on the brown tone. This has a touch of pink, so I'm going to go into this one here. That's so pretty. I love these pinky mid-tone pink shades. I just can't help myself. I know they're the most basic shades in the market, basically, and everybody has done them, but there is no satisfaction better than the one of applying such a shade and just having your eye look so romantic. Let me try intensifying the shade. You know what these remind me of in performance? Of the new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. I dreaded that palette, but one thing that you can say for it is that the shades really blend very well into themselves, so the blending is seamless. The problem about that palette is that every shade ends up looking the same, which I don't feel is happening. Like, I can really tell the difference between the different shades I have used, and that is what you want in a palette. Otherwise, you know, you would pick up a monochromatic eyeshadow, just one single eyeshadow, and put that all over the lid. Let's try going in even deeper with this brown here. Okay, that definitely helped to bring even more depth. So for the shimmer, I'm going to be using this one here. Sorry for flipping you off. That is the finger I usually prefer picking up eyeshadows with. Placing this all over the lid. Okay, that's a beautiful soft shimmer, but you can still tell that that is a shimmer. You know, there are these shimmers that you wear them and you're like, is that a satin shade? But this does look like a shimmer. This is like a very pale peach. And just because we are testing as many shades as possible, I will grab this darker pink here, and this definitely feels more creamy than the other one, by the way, and I will connect it to the brown in the other corner. What do we think? I'm going to be using, on the lower lash line, I'm going to be using the same shades that I used above. Alright, so this is the eye look for this eye. I think it looks very pretty, very elegant. Yeah, definitely something I would, wear at a sunset picnic. Is that a thing? Do people have picnics at sunset? I don't know, but it looks very pretty. But for this other eye, I am going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills primer, since I figured we would be using we still would be using a few shades. For example, the base shade, really the lightest shade, is only one for me. So let's see how they behave with a primer as well. But the look we're going to be doing is, well, it's going to try at least to be more cool toned. Starting again with this pale shade, because really there is no paler shade. And I like to start my looks with very pale basic shades. This is such a pretty shade. I mean, you would see this eyeshadow palette and maybe not think too much about this shade, but look how pretty that is. There are no mattes that I would say are really neutral at all, so I'm going to pick up just this brown here. I'm going to pick up the slightest bit of it and see if I can blend it out to be a transition of some sorts. Yeah, it's definitely working. Like, it is creating a soft shadow. I am going into the same shade but with more product, and I am going to intensify this other V. Yeah, this shade is definitely more pigmented with an eyeshadow primer, but I mean, that is the whole purpose of an eyeshadow primer. This is like a beigey shimmer. Actually, it's either that one or the lavender. I think that the lavender is more interesting to try. So let's make that the main character of this look. I'm going to be placing it all over. Ooh. That is different. That is different. I still feel like if they just put in one, even just one transition color that doesn't lean peach, that would have been better. Because I still feel like here is very warm and my highlight is now very cool tone. I will still use that other beige shade. It looks like soft bronze. And I'm going to be placing that here as a bridge between the purpley taupe and the brown. This shade reminds me of Oyster Pearl from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm also going into the silvery topper shade because there are two silvers, one that is creamier and one that is a topper, and I'm going over everything. So these guys was the Byredo Remembrance palette. I have already wore my glasses because otherwise I wouldn't see anything, but I have included some shots of how both of these eye looks look. Let me know what you think in the comments, which one's your favorite. And as for my first impressions, this is a very, very high quality palette. You can feel it when you touch the eyeshadow, when you blend them, they easily blend. And I didn't have any trouble using them. I think that these are a great option if you are a beginner in makeup and you would like to, try something more high-end that can do the work for you, basically, because they do blend themselves. I do also think that these are very soft. I haven't gone into such a dark shimmer, but they do look soft. Of course, you can use an eyeshadow primer to intensify them, but overall, when we talk about luxury makeup, you think about Dior, you think about Chanel. This is the standard quality. They never are like as pigmented as an indie brand eyeshadow palette. They are softer, they are easily blendable, and this is what you're getting with that. This is the typical luxury eyeshadow quality, and I am not mad at it. I love the tones. They are very warm tones, so I don't get out on their website. They say that there is a mix between neutrals and warm tones. There are some, just I still think that even the neutrals, like this one here, they do lean peach, they do lean warm. Then there are some cool tones. There's these pop, like this, and this are just pop of cool tones that I would have preferred to have some mattes to go with them. But still, you know, let me know in the comments if you got this palette. I know that it's been out for like 1 week or a few weeks now. I don't know, I'm not sure if it's still in stock. I hope that it is, and that if it is, this video helped you decide on whether you want it or not. And let me know in the comments what you think about these eye looks and what you think about the palette overall. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, please remember to like, subscribe and comment. But yeah, that really helps my channel, and this is my passion, so I would love to keep doing this like forever. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye!